Hi, Willow class. It's only me, and it is our next lesson on fractions. You can't see my face this morning, but that's just because some of my slides are quite busy, and I just thought it would be a lot easier for you to focus on the slides rather than my face this morning. So, yes, we are looking at fractions, and we are going to look at tenths today. Okay, so all the fractions we're going to be thinking about today are tenths. And on the screens, you can see that I have 10 flowers in a bunch. And I'm just going to count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And my question to you is what fraction of the flowers are blue and what fraction of the flowers are orange? And as per normal, if you want to pause me and work out the answers before I show you how to do that, please do. So I am now going to flick onto the next screen. And this is ideally how you would be demonstrating it, how you would show it to me. So remember, we're talking fractions, and so we need the numerator and the denominator. The numerator is the number on the top, the denominator is the number on the bottom. So how many flowers were blue? Well, 2 of the flowers are blue, aren't they? So as a fraction, we write that as 2 over 10, okay? So 2/10 of the flowers are blue. And that means 8/10 of the flowers are orange because 2 plus 8 equals 10. And remember, if the numerator and the denominator are the same, then that is the whole. That is 1 in this case, okay? Because here you've got 10 flowers. 2/10 are blue and 8/10 are orange. So have a look at these pictures, and I've written which images show tenths. Which images show tenths? And this might be a good time to pause me because you really need to have a look at them and try and work out which ones are showing tenths. And remember, with fractions, they always have to have equal parts. So let's have a look at this first picture here on the left-hand side. It's basically a rectangle, isn't it? Split into 10 equal parts. So that does show tenths. And then that picture next to it, it looks a bit like a piece of Numicon, doesn't it? Or it does to me, with the circles inside. And again, there are 10 circles, so you can use your finger to count them. So again, that image also shows tenths. And then we're looking now at it's the bar model really on the bottom left, where you've got 5 red parts and 5 blue parts, and all those parts are equal. And if you count them, then you get 10. So again, that image shows tenths. So far they all show tenths, don't they? So let's have a look at this last one with the egg box. Does that show tenths? Well, if you look really, really carefully at how many eggs are in that box, you'll realise that there are not 10. There are, in fact, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So actually that doesn't show tenths. That shows twelfths. So that one is sort of the odd one out. Now, if we were in class today, I would be getting the multi-link out and we would be making towers, and we would be making towers with 10 cubes in each of them, and I would be saying to you, what fraction of the cubes are yellow or blue or red or pink or whichever colour you've chosen. So here, I've just shown one on the board. And if you have, like Lego at home, you could do exactly the same thing with Lego. Just remember today that we're looking at tenths. So you always want the denominator to be 10. So here we have 2/10 of the cubes are yellow in this tower and 8/10 of the cubes are blue. And also, if we were at school, I would probably show you on a tens frame what it looks like on a tens frame with the yellow and the red counters, which is what you can see on the right-hand side. And here we have 3/10 of this tens frame are red, of the counters, and 7/10 are yellow. And if you think about it, 3 plus 7 is 10, so 10 over 10 is the whole. So let's move on to another question. And again, I'm using another tens frame, and I've written the frame is worth 1 whole. How many tenths are red? How many tenths are yellow? And if you can, have a go at it. You can either write it down or you can just be shouting it at me at the screen, okay? And hopefully what you will have done, and hopefully I'm going to be able to reveal this a bit better than I did the other day. Here we go. 7/10 are red, because if you count them, 7 of those counters are red, and 3/10 are yellow. And again, I'm just going to show you using the part whole model, and the whole would be 10/10, 10/10, and that is 1. In this case, it's the frame we're talking about. And then you've got 7/10 are red and 3/10 are yellow. Okay, let's move on. And we have another frame here, because remember, the part whole model doesn't just have to be split into 2 parts. It can have more than 2 parts. So how many tenths are blue? How many tenths are red? How many tenths are yellow? So what I would like to see you try and have a go at is writing those 3 fractions and then seeing if you can draw the part whole model. Again, pause me if you need to. And hopefully what you will have drawn is this. So you'd have counted up how many are blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4/10 are blue. 4/10 of our frame are blue. How many are red? 1, 2, 3. So 3/10 are red. And then how many are yellow? 1, 2, 3. 3/10 are yellow. Apologies, there is a 10 tucked below there. You just can't see it. And then if you were doing the part whole model, you'd have sort of 3 arms coming off it today. So 3 parts to it, because you've got the 4/10, which represents the blue counters, the 3/10, which represents the red counters, and then the 3/10, which represents the yellow counters. And of course, your whole is your 10/10s. It's all of those counters. So let's keep going. So sometimes I'm going to ask you some problems, and when you get to your Power Maths books, there will be some word problems in there. So let's have a look at this one together. Mo, Eva, and Alex share a pizza. Mo gets 3/10. Eva gets a half. What fraction does Alex get? So have another think about it. Mo gets 3/10. Eva gets a half. What fraction does Alex get? And I've drawn the picture of the pizza, and you can see that there are 10 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 equal parts. And I'm just going to show you on the next slide what that would look like. So Mo gets 3/10. If you think about it, he gets 3 slices of that pizza. And then Eva gets a half. Well, a half of 10, of course, is 5. So she gets 5 slices of that pizza. So she's this girl in the middle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what does that leave for Alex? Well, it leaves 2/10, 2 slices of the pizza. Okay, because 5 for Eva, 3 for Mo. 5 plus 3 is 8. And of course, we're trying to get to 10/10. So 8 plus 2, the 2/10, is what Alex gets. Feel a bit sorry for Alex there. And again, we can have pizza, and we can say, in this case, 10 boys share 1 pizza equally. So what fraction do they each get? So imagine you've got this pizza and you're sharing it all out between 10 people, and they each getting exactly the same. They would each get 1/10. Okay, 1/10. And I've just drawn it here just to demonstrate what it would look like as you split your pizza up. So Willow class, I hope, oh no, sorry, Willow class, I've got one more question. I did think I had another question. Yes, this one is 10 boys share 2 pizzas equally. 10 boys share 2 pizzas equally. What fraction do they each get? And again, just imagine you're splitting this pizza up between these 10 hungry boys, and you would put a piece in each box, or each plate, I suppose, actually, if they're eating pizza. And then you would do it with one pizza, and then you would do exactly the same with the other. So what fraction would they each get? Well, they would each get 2/10. 2/10 of the pizzas. Willow Close, I hope that makes sense. If you get the time, if you go to your Power Maths 3B and turn to page 128, there are some really good questions on 128, 129, and if you're feeling like a challenge, 130. And just work through them. I'm just looking at them now. Again, you've got some pictures, then you've got some number lines, which is really good. And then you've got a few challenge and you've got a challenge and a reflect to do. Have a go. But equally, if you want to go back, and let me just flip back to this slide here, if you want to just make the fractions, then that is absolutely fine too. Okay. All right. Good luck, Willow, and I will speak to you soon. Take care.